All right, all eyes are on President Biden after last week's damning special counsel allegations about his memory and his disastrous attempt to defend himself in a news conference last Thursday night. The president just wrapped up joint remarks with the King of Jordan moments ago and appeared to go well. The leaders took no questions from the press. So was that an intentional strategy from the Biden camp? For more on analysis, let's bring in NewsNation's political editor, Chris Stirewalt. Chris, thanks so much for being here. This was the first joint news conference that the president has held since the special counsel's report came out. I want to ask you about something. He took no questions, very carefully choreographed. But I want to bring up something that you wrote in an article out today. You write today that the press conference last Thursday night, the one where it was widely perceived he made mistakes, affirmed what many Americans worry about with Biden, that he's too old. You write, quote, "If Trump is returned to power, there will be many who deserve blame. But very near the top of the list will be Biden and his inner circle, particularly the First Lady, who did not find the courage and the humility to step aside." Explain that.
So when George Washington left after his second term, he knew the truth, which was that if the United States could not continue on without him, then it couldn't continue on. If Joe Biden believes that the only way that America can make it, and the only way Donald Trump can be defeated, if it's him, that he is the only one who can do it, that's a tacit admission of defeat, that the country and our politics are sort of irreparably broken. And I think he had a moment. Go ahead.
Do we think there's anybody in his inner circle? Do we think possibly the First Lady? Is anybody trying to convince him maybe we should step aside? Is it too late to step aside? Can another candidate get on the ballot in time? Game that out for me.
Okay, so obviously the right time to have done this would have been after the 2022 midterms, to let the full process work its way out and see if the cream rises. We don't know who would be good or bad at this, because you never know until they start running. Think of, if ever you wonder, think of the story of Ron DeSantis. Heavily favored, was supposed to be really good, and just went down like a sack of wheat once the running got going. Or conversely, Donald Trump, who nobody gave a chance, and he ran away with it. So you don't know until you go. That's for sure. But what could happen now? Certainly, Biden could step aside at any point and say that he wasn't going to seek another term. Probably the wise course would be to let the primaries run their course, let Biden amass all the delegates, and then on the eve of the convention say, and I don't want the nomination, to be Sherman-esque and say, I do not seek and I will not accept, I will not run, and force his party and the people who are there at the convention to have what used to be common in American politics, an open convention, and start the work of choosing a replacement.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.